So the question on so many people's minds these days is AI going to replace my job, my role, whatever I do? And so will AI replace customer service? And I think the better question here to ask is, should AI replace customer service? Now, I'm a big believer in no, it should not. But I came across a survey just the other day that I thought was very interesting. It was by a company called Kinsta. And I'm going to link to that survey. It's down there in the video description below. But what they found was something like 94% of respondents in this survey said that they would much rather deal with a human over the AI. And more than that, about 50% of them said that they would consider canceling doing business with a company, leaving a company if they adopted more and more AI and lost the human element. And then about 41% said that they would pay more money for a company that offered more human touches, more human elements over the AI. So now I know me personally, I truly dislike interacting with companies' AIs especially when I need a resolution and I need something fairly quickly too. And I find this a lot when dealing with different airlines. Unless you've got high status with them, it's very difficult to get a human being on the phone. And so I'll sit there sometimes and spend hours either texting with them or going through the messaging on the website. And some companies try to make it seem as if you're actually interacting with a human, but it's very obvious to tell when you're interacting with the AI. And more often than not, I either don't get a resolution or I just get frustrated and give up. And that's a terrible position to put your customers into. So in thinking what we know about our customers value their time. Right? That is a big one there. And a lot of what AI is about is supposed to be saving us time. And it can do that in a lot of ways, especially when it comes to going through large sets of data, large documents. It's an incredibly beneficial tool there. But what we found in this survey by Kinsta then was like 78% of people said they got a faster resolution when they were actually able to deal with a person over dealing with the AI. Now, companies are using this as a cost savings measure, saying, well, we're doing it to enhance the customer experience. But we all know that this is mainly to cut costs. All right, but now 50% are saying that they would consider leaving, going to do business with somebody else over the increased adoption of AI. So that upfront cost savings likely is going to cost you a lot more down the road. So now it presents an opportunity for those companies that want to keep the people there, keep that human element there, because now more and more customers are going to be seeking out those companies that do have that make it easier to get to people when they really need something. And it's not to say that you shouldn't adopt AI into your business, because there's plenty of fantastic uses for it there. I think the balance is finding when that's appropriate and when you need to keep people there, to keep that human element going, and letting them use the AI as a resource to continue enhancing the customer experience. All right, so will AI replace customer service? I sure hope not, but should it? Absolutely not. I hope you found this to be helpful. If you did, I think you might enjoy this video that I'm going to post to over here as well. So thank you for watching.